Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Anne, and on my channel I review foreign international content. Today I'm back to review Under the Queen's Umbrella, and we are at episode 5 and 6, and oh my goodness, this poor queen, like one problem after another. Now, before I proceed, I would first like to actually take a minute to send prayers and condolences. If you've been watching the news, I'm not sure if you saw, I do have a lot of viewers from South Korea, and I saw there was this huge stampede of people. Some died, some were really hurt. I think almost like over 120 or 150. It was just sad to watch. So just wanted to say, keeping you guys in our prayers and our thoughts, and that was very sad to watch. Just Halloween party, really, right? Just crazy. And then I just wanted to quickly address the blue orchid. Oh my goodness. So if you were with me during Little Women, you know what this means, right? Here's me, I'm walking to the grocery store, right? As I walk in, produce, flowers are usually over here. I look, blue orchid. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what is going on? And I was just like, oh my gosh, I had to go buy the blue orchid. And by the way, for the record, before you get scared, for me, these are usually white orchids and they spray them blue. So once these flowers fall off, it will come out white. So I'm good, right? But I couldn't resist. I could not resist because we were here through Little Women, and every single time somebody died, the blue orchid was there, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. They have blue orchids in my grocery store? Go figure. It was just like, you know what? It was meant to be. So I bought one, right? I am not scared. I mean, anyway, back to the Queen's Umbrella, and all I can say is, this poor queen. First of all, in episode 5, if you haven't watched, spoiler alert, so if you have not watched episode 5, go watch and come back, because there's no way of discussing this without saying what happened. The crown prince unfortunately ends up dying after coughing up the blood, and that was so, oh my god, it was so sad and touching when they were like, look, he's not looking good, and he says he wants to speak to you because he has something to tell you, and she is running just to try and make it there before her son dies. By the way, somebody commented and said, when this actress signed up for this job, did she know how much walking and running she'd be doing? Because it seems like every episode she is like walk, or running, right? It was just like, just trying to make it there before her son dies. And unfortunately, she didn't. And the promise was, please take care of my children and please take care of my brothers, because clearly, I think the crown prince knew he would not make it, which, by the way, in episode 6 was interesting to find out what happened there with our consort, Juan. Okay, so first of all, we find out the physician who had been treating the crown prince is in love with the consort, Huang, the concubine, right? The mother of Prince Yuseong, and they sneak in poison. So that makes sense why he all of a sudden, when his brother went and got the treatment, it worked, right? He was great. He came up, he walked, he went and saw his mom and dad, and then the next thing he's talking and starts to cough up blood, and you're like, what changed so fast? Clearly now we know, another spoiler alert, if you've not watched episode 6, stop, go watch, come back. We find out consort Huang got desperate and had the physician put some poison in his medicine, hence him coughing up the blood, right? Crazy. The fact that, first of all, they're involved in some relationship is even weird, but I know she's just using the physician. To her, she always felt like her son, because he was born before the crown prince, should have been the prince. But she forgot that she is the concubine, and the queen always has the first say, right? That's why her son, although her son was born after Yuseong, is the reason why her son became prince. It's almost like she forgot, like, you are concubine. Now, that being said, the reason why she forgot is because Remember, the mother of the king also used to be a concubine until she kicked away the other queen and became queen. So that's why she's thinking, well, if you can do it, why can I not do it, right? Why can't my son be the prince? So that's the issue there. And then in episode 5, I just thought it was so sad how, like, the crazy counselor is pushing, oh, the crown prince cannot perform his duties. He has not been able to perform his duties for 2 weeks. We need to dispose of him, and please announce who's gonna take the position. And they're all laying there and just, oh, king, please make a decision. And I thought, you heartless, nonsensical people, that is his son. And you're not even letting him get over the fact that his son is sick. He just found out his son is very sick. He's trying to deal with all this, not even let the crown prince die, and you're already saying replace him, like heartless, nonsensical. And that counselor acting like he cares, like when everybody else is asking, he's like, no, we should wait. And he's the one who's behind it the whole time. Drove me crazy. And I have to say, I was so happy when the queen showed up and was like, why would you guys be asking for the crown prince to be disposed? He has not even died. Like, what, if you really cared about this kingdom, should you be looking for a solution as far as getting him healthy so he can perform his duties? If all you care is about this kingdom, right? And I loved how the king just swooped right in and said, whatever she's saying, I'm behind that. Like, you can tell they never talked about it. If anything, she was in punishment, right? And then she comes out of punishment without even caring to ask. And then she comes and completely helps out the king, because the king was being pushed by his own mother to be the mother is pick somebody now. Which I thought wow, even when he was this is your grandson you're talking about. Do you even have any empathy? And it was so evident all she cares about is the crown and the kingdom, and does not care anything about children or grandchildren, right? And then so in episode 6, we come, obviously everybody's in mourning, everybody's sad that we've lost the crown prince. I loved, oh my gosh, I thought it was so touching that the king would come every night to make sure she's fallen asleep, and then he would leave. How touching was that? And then when she went to see him and said, look, I know you've been worrying about me, thank you, but please also take time for yourself, because I'm not the only one who lost a child. Oh, their relationship is so touching. It's so mature and touching. It's almost like they love each other in actions without even saying words. I love their relationship. It's so incredible. And then obviously the brothers, by the way, the mother was like, look, I have let you guys live your life like nothing, but now things have changed. Your brother is dead. You guys have to step it up and give yourself a chance, so that if the king has to announce who's gonna take over, that you guys at least have a chance, because don't forget, you are direct blood. I'm the queen, he's the king, you're direct blood. The other brothers are concubines, so they're not almost direct, right? It doesn't mean they can't be, but you guys are direct, so give yourself a chance. And she has them in ice baths. That was hilarious, right? That was so funny. So it's almost up the ante. And I loved what she said to Prince Gyeosong, where she squeezes his hand, look, the way we've been living, that has to change. Meaning, I know you like to dress up and do all that, but right now, please, this is not the time to give them a reason to not let you qualify, right? Let's leave what we've been doing and let's get serious here, right? I thought that was very interesting. And then obviously, the king's mother, is coming for her. And we saw how she was oh, so you don't think I found out that you went and talked to the other queen who was disposed? And we found out that her son did not die from that disease. That crown prince died from murder, right? They saw bruises or something in his body, so somebody murdered him. He was not sick like this crown prince who was sick. But that also brings up another question in what we saw with now the crown prince's son, who now the courtmate, who you should trust, is playing a game with the crown prince's son. Oh, this is gonna be a secret between me and you. Shh, I'm gonna be poking you, but don't tell anyone. And the kid goes and is painting innocently until she picks up on it like, wait, this child's being poked, right? With definitely poison. And it also made me think, is that what they did to the crown prince? And maybe that's why he was always sickly? How do we know? And don't forget, these courtmaids are so close to the child because they are there to raise the child more than the queen is around. So the child has nothing but to trust what the courtmaid is saying. What I thought was interesting is that they said the princess, the wife of the crown prince, was paranoid. Was she really paranoid? See, mother's intuition. She was like, something is off here. They're making me look like I'm paranoid and crazy, but I know something is up. You know how we get that as women, that woman intuition? It's like you just can't place what it is, but in your gut, you're like, something is wrong. Something is wrong, and I just can't put my finger on it. There we go, right? At the end over here, we see the poor child is being poked, right? And then now just ate the meat that is poisoned. I'm like, no. Oh my gosh. It's like clear that somebody is trying to eliminate the queen, the sons, the heirs, because these concubines want their sons to be the crown prince. And we saw, by the way, the concubine, consort Tay, who's the mother of Prince Bogam, overheard when the queen was talking to the courtmaid and said, they can never find out that we got medicine from outside because they're going to accuse me of killing the crown prince. So now she gets this information because now she's desperate because she found out just because your son is smart, you, compared to even being a concubine, you are a maid. You are not from a family that it's upstanding or recognized. You are a mere maid. Meaning, although your son could be the one and he's very smart, your family background puts you at a disadvantage. So what does she do? She panics and she needs support. So she goes giving that information about, hey, the queen went out and got medication from outside. They gave the crown prince, and that's why the crown prince died. Oh, I'm like, this poor queen. She's got so many things coming at her. And then now her grandson is being poisoned. Like, what to do? And then we have that council who is, gunning to make sure that she's dethroned. So is the king's mother. I'm like, oh my word, like this poor woman can't, breathe. Oh, but my money is still on the queen. I know she will come up with a solution, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see how she destroys them. The good thing is that we know she's got the backing of the king. King and her are definitely step in step. So that gives me solace. Like, okay, they're gonna make it. But woof, I felt like episode 5 and 6, I feel like now the real action has started. Like this show is like rah with information, like, and this happened and that happened and this happened and that happened. I'm like, oh my God, things just got extremely serious. And right now it's survival for the fittest. Good luck, right? Like, who's gonna make it? Who is gonna make it? I cannot wait to see. I am loving this series. I don't know if you are. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of episode 5 and 6? Just absolutely fantastic. Please join me next week when I review episode 7 and 8. And as usual, if you like my video, please subscribe, give me a like. It does help to support my channel. And I'll see you next week. Deuces.